Alright, so we're here with the Game of the Year award show. I made my own because, I can do that. And we're going to talk about most surprising, most disappointing, best, and worst. And I got two guests here today. One, you probably know them both because they're basically been around as long as I have. So I'll let them introduce each other, or separately, but yeah,
Okay. I'll go first. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Gore the Movie God. I am your one true God. There you go.
That's about your new tagline.
Yeah, that's my new tagline. We better watch out. That's it. Thank you. I make videos on YouTube. I'm original. There you go. All right.
And this is Magus X1. I am no god, but Gore has proven the atheists wrong. Just joking. But
Gore
I'm just
1,
here to rant.
Atheist 0.
Nothing wrong with
all right.
atheists, so don't get all butthurt.
So, we're going to start off with most surprising because I always like this one because everybody always has a game that nobody else liked and you're like, oh, but I liked it. So, I guess I'll start off here just because I got two honorable mentions and then one game that really surprised me. I'm going to start off with a game that I don't think a lot of people played yet or still new to. This is Our War. It was a Steam game, and it was really different, and it had actually really bad combat, but everything else in that game was phenomenal. It was basically you're surviving, gathering supplies, and taking care of these people in kind of like a sim-type world, and then you go out at night and you hunt and find more supplies to survive this bleak and destructive environment. And it was just really cool and really dark and something different, and it actually made you feel like these characters were relying on you. And besides the combat, which was really iffy, everything else about that game was just really, really well done. So I was really surprised about that one. And another game that I think was really, some people just really hated it, and some people thought it was better than expected. Bound by Flames.
Yeah.
It's definitely low budget, but in terms of actually hard combat and interesting story, despite some really bad voice acting, I just really dug it, and it was kind of like a good game to play before the real RPGs came out, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And if you find it for $15-20, it's definitely worth checking out. But one game that really surprised me, and I guess because I expected it really bad for some reason, Evil Within.
Yeah.
I really, really dug the atmosphere of this game. Combat was actually really fun. It was like a faster paced Resident Evil 4. And besides the story, which is really the only negative I can think about, I really was just sucked into this game from the get-go. It was hard. I died I think my final death count was 59 times, and it was just really good and lengthy. So Evil Within is definitely that big surprise where I got my money's worth when I fully expected it just to be okay at best.
Okay, good list. Good.
Good list.
Applause.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you played any of those games.
Well,
Never heard of them.
Okay, so most surprising game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The most surprise. I have two. One honorable mention because the game actually exceeded my expectations. Was Bravely Default.
Okay. Oh, that came out this year, or 2014.
Yeah.
So
That's a 2014 game.
I didn't play it.
Yeah. Good.
I loved it. I loved that game, but I didn't expect much from it because
it's Square.
Yeah, well
we shouldn't expect much from Square anymore.
Well, I do now. I think Square's really in the last year they really I think they're kind of on a comeback personally, but that's a whole different discussion. But that game surprised the shit out of me because at the time, February 2014, we had Bravely Default, then we had Lightning Returns.
So shit and good.
Yeah. So, but Bravely Default surprised me in the way that it seems like, it has a lot of Final Fantasy motifs in the game itself, but it seems like they were able to make a successful new IP. Yes, there's Phoenix Downs. Yes, there's traditional summons in Bravely Default, but because of the title, it's a new IP, so that was pretty surprising. Good game. Really good game.
I want to get that game.
I only played the first few hours. It's pretty good.
It's really good. Yeah, I beat it, but fuck, it's hard. It's a grind fest. And then the next one is another Square Enix game, and that I guess it kind of counts for this year. That's A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this year.
Yeah, it came out this year.
Yeah. Okay. If you're playing the PS4 version, anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing. So I guess that.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, and it's because I don't like MMOs at all, and that's the first MMO that has really sucked my soul.
Yeah, I agree. It was a pretty surprise for me too, because the last MMO I played, which was only last year, but Guild Wars 2, that was the only other MMO I played for a long time that I actually, put a decent amount of time into.
Good list. Good.
What about you, Dor?
Alright, well, me? Alright. I don't expect much from anything anymore. Alright? My life is hell. So, no.
Okay. That's a terrible introduction. So the most surprising is hell.
No. Alright. I have two. My honorable mention is only because I didn't know when it was coming out, and I love Deadly Premonition, but I was worried that this game wasn't going to be good, and it's D4, if you've heard of it. I'm sure you have. I
bought it 2 weeks ago, and then it became free, so
I
purposely hate that game.
Well, I love it. It's great.
No, I haven't played it yet. I do want to play it.
I bought it when it was 15, so sucks.
Oh, okay.
But
that sucks even more.
And I didn't play until 2 months after it came out. But that's a really good game. I love Deadly Premonition, but my main problem was the gameplay. And this one pretty much gets rid of the crappy Resident Evil 4 style gameplay. Not saying Resident Evil 4 has crappy gameplay. I'm just saying Deadly Premonition didn't do so well. But yeah. D4 is just pretty much like Wolf Among Us or Walking Dead, where it's an adventure style game. And the story's great. It's very crazy. It's very nuts. The graphics are nice. And I like how they use the Kinect. The Kinect actually works really well with the game. And I played pretty much the entire game with the Kinect. Which isn't.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never do. So I never play a game with Kinect if I don't have to. But I did with this. Yeah, D4 is great. It's really crazy. If you like Deadly Premonition, you'll probably love this one. And my number one is actually, I didn't care for Dark Souls 1, but I love Dark Souls 2. I was very surprised.
What the fuck? This is the 5th time I've heard that from different people. They're like, oh, Dark Souls 2 is so much better, but it got lower ratings, but I keep hearing that it's more fun.
Did it really?
I've heard it's very divisive. It's a very divisive game.
Well, if you are a huge fan of Dark Souls 1 and you like the lore and all that crap from that game, they do change enough of that in this game, so I guess a lot of people were just like, it's changed too much, I don't like it. Yeah, they got rid of most of the story, which I didn't care. They got rid of I guess the blood, like that matters.
Oh gosh.
Well, it's a T for teen game now. But I thought it was gameplay wise, it was way more. The controls were way better. It felt more fluid. It was more. It was easier to get into, and it was still open enough, so it's I could go anywhere. I can go over here, and then there's a big area over here I can explore. I can get that item, and I'm going to kill this boss. That boss is too hard, so I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to bring him in from a different game, and he's going to help me. I just thought it was way better, in my opinion.
Well, I got to try it now.
Dark Souls 2 is good. There's no story, though, so don't expect that.
That's alright.
I don't expect any story in those games, really.
Yeah, I don't really either. People say they're there, but I don't really see it.
Well, I know Dark Souls 1 has, if you beat an enemy and you get their souls, the soul will actually, I know it sounds weird, but the soul will tell you its backstory. This game doesn't really do that.
Nobody reads.
Yeah, I don't read that shit. I don't care. I'm just here to have fun. Well, die. And try to have fun. Yeah, I'm here to die. But, yeah, Dark Souls 2 is great. I don't really have any other ones. I can't think of any other surprises.
All right, well, no, those are all 2014 games and all really different. So those are games that we are telling you that you guys have to check out for most surprising, oh my god, surprise type.
Oh my god, it doesn't suck.
That I guess we all had no faith in, so that's kind of sad.